Welcome back to FM Story. In this episode of our Galatasaray rebuild, we'll embark on season 3. So we'll start by looking at the moves we made in the summer transfer window. We've got the Super Cup against Fenerbahce, and we'll find out who we drew in the group stage of the Champions League. So without further ado, let's get going. Before we dive into the summer transfer moves we made, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and tick the notification bell to get notified of new videos. We've got rebuild videos every Monday. And so now into the summer transfer window. As you can see, we've not really spent very much. There wasn't much needed in terms of the squad. With Muslera retiring, we needed a backup goalkeeper. So we've signed Mohamed Sengeza from Istanbul Başak. So we've signed Mohamed Sengeza from Istanbul Başakşehir. He was their first choice goalkeeper last season and played all 38 league games. 46 was right up there in terms of save percentage as well. So it was a decent deal. 800,000 to get him to come in as a backup. He can play in the cup as well. We also just picked up a couple of young players for the under-19s because we were running a bit short on players. So we've picked up Ender Ceylan for nothing. We picked up Fuat Sultan as another goalkeeper. Again from Istanbul Başakşehir, but also just to add a bit of depth to the under-19 squad, just in case we have any massive injury crisis. And again, Hassan Babua was another young player we brought in just for the under-19s. What we did decide towards the back end of the season was not to look to extend the loan for Gavi, so we had him on loan for 2 seasons. Did a decent job without being spectacular. And obviously, as time was going on, we had to pay him more in terms of his wages. So what we did, instead of looking to sign Gavi for another season, we signed Kubo on a free transfer from Real Madrid. He's more on number 10, but I think looking at the attributes he's got, we can probably just drop him back into the midfield in that central midfielder attack role. What it'll mean is Fagioli, rather than playing in that central midfielder attack role, will probably drop back to play the deep line playmaker role more frequently. And then obviously there might be some rotation going around there. What we did in terms of outgoings, all we saw there's 3 players that really weren't anywhere near going to be regulars for us. Going into the season, we are the big favourites, 15-8 on to win the title. We've got 6 of the media dream 11. And in terms of the top goal scorer, Lorenzo Luca's odds on to be top goal scorer after his great performance in his first season. And in terms of the top player in the league, we've got the 3 favourites in Lorenzo Luca, Fagioli, and the goalkeeper Kakia. So hopefully it's bodes well for a good start to the season. And the first game's the Turkish Super Cup against Fenerbahce, so obviously big rivals, important to get off to a good start. We've had a great run in pre-season, scored a lot of goals, beat West Ham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Lorient and Inter with a real mix of teams. I think the first team was probably a fairly strong team, and then we kind of rotated in some of the young players, some of the new boys as well, just to give them some first team football. But we'll be back in a second with the Fenerbahce game. We'll go into the Fenerbahce game with what on paper at the start of the season is our strongest team. Obviously things may change as the season goes on, depending on form and everything like that, but that's certainly the team we would want to put out there. We've got no injury concerns. We've included a couple of the young boys on the bench as well, just in case it goes well and we can give them some experience. And we'll get underway with the first game of this 3rd season. We've had a great run in pre-season, scored a lot of goals, so hopefully we can keep that up. Yunus Akgun's been outstanding in pre-season, so he's getting his chance wide left. Oh. He scored quite a few goals from that wide position in pre-season, so hopefully we can see a lot more of that during the normal season. With the corner, no. Let's just hope we can get back and cut this out. We've got back and denied them space, but we can't get the ball off them. Poor clearance. mean, that looked like it was a massive, massive dive. The challenge didn't look anywhere near where the player fell down. Okay, so that's very much against the run of play. We've not had a great. I mean, we've looked all right going forward, but I mean, their first attack that we've seen. I mean, I would expect the keeper to have done better than that, but you know, right, can we get the head on this? We're always a threat from corners with Lorenzo Lucas' height, but he could do with. He scored a lot of goals last season, but he could do with getting a few more of them on target. He's got. Just to say that he misses another one. I mean, their one shot has been the penalty. Right. Oh. Big Victor at the back post there with the header in off the bar. And we didn't deserve to be losing the game, but we hadn't really created great chances. A lovely ball to the back post, towering header. That's a 1-1 going into half time. I think we probably do need a few changes. It's probably coming off because he's definitely not performed. I'm going to put Akgun down the right, and bring Turkish on the left. Markow's not really performing, so we'll bring on Ozturk. And we've run with 3 subs, so we'll leave it at that for now. And send them out to see what we can do in the second half. And get it cross in. Oh. That was nearly a screamer. Right, I think we're going to bring off Kubo and stick on Thailand. Eunice getting. Oh. No. Surely that's offside. His last contribution before he was taken off, Kubo whipped the ball to the back post, and there was Dennis Chiruk at the back post just to knock it home and put us in front. It didn't look anywhere near offside. It wasn't. Not even close. The corner into the box. Luke has got his head on it again, and again missed the target. I mean, we've not made the most of the chances we've had. I mean, we've created a hell of a lot more chances, but just haven't stuck them away. But do you know what? We've won a trophy, even if it is just the Super Cup. The board aren't bothered by it, but it's a win. It's a win against a big rival. We've won a trophy. It stands us in good stead going forward, and hopefully we can start the league on the front foot as well. Last season, obviously, we won the league by lots of points, and ended with 99 points, but we lost our first home game of the season, so that's obviously going to be a big one this season, just to make sure we don't start behind the 8 ball again. But yeah, a decent start. Could be better. Things to improve on going forward. We've reached the draw for the Champions League group stage. Since the game against Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super Cup, we've had 2 league games. Both we won fairly comfortably. We beat Istanbul Başakşehir 3-1. Lorenzo Luca, Kerem and Çikaldao getting the goals. Second game of the season, we beat Giresunspor. First half hat trick from Lorenzo Luca. Yunus Akgun picked up another goal, and we ran out comfortable 4-1 victors there. We have had a bit of a big injury, blowing that Kerem's out for up to 2 months with an abdominal strain, so it's required a bit of rejigging in terms of the wide positions. But going into the Champions League draw, we've been seeded 3rd for the draw. So we've got top seeds: Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Man City, PSG, Ajax, Milan, Benfica, and Mönchengladbach. Second seeds, Liverpool, Man United, Barcelona, Chelsea, Dortmund, Inter, Roma, Sevilla. So some pretty tough potential ties in that second pot. Obviously, we're in pot 3 with Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Napoli, Shakhtar, Dinamo Zagreb, Olympiacos, and Wolfsburg. And in the bottom pot, Rangers, Sporting, Bâle, Genk, Monaco, Sparta Prague, PSV Eindhoven, and Standard Liège. So not really much to fear in that fourth pot. But that second pot with Liverpool, Man United, Barcelona, Chelsea, Dortmund, pretty tough games in there. There's some slightly easy ones potentially in the first pot. But let's start the draw and see who we get. So PSG out first. I mean, the immediate thought looking at how this is coming out is we probably want Group B or Group C, potentially Group G, which we'll probably not get. Dortmund, Barcelona in Group B, Chelsea in Group C. So, I mean, it's definitely the easier of the pot 1 teams in B, C, and G. But then obviously you've got Barcelona, Chelsea, and Liverpool. So we'll see what we get. And there we go. PSG and Dortmund. Not exactly the most straightforward of groups. I mean, we had Juventus and Liverpool last season and managed to come out of the group stage and then defeat Man United in the first knockout round. So hopefully we can put on a decent performance. Bâle as the 4th team. So hopefully, at very worst, we should be looking at going through to the Europa League by finishing 3rd in the group. But I think probably the games against Dortmund are going to be pretty key as to how we get on. And that's the end of this episode. Join us next time for the beginning of the Champions League campaign, and let's see if we can keep our undefeated run going in the league.